Hi guys! I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I'm going to pray really quick over our time together before we get talking. So let's close our eyes, let's close our hands, and I'm going to pray. Dear Jesus, I pray that you would speak through me today and that these children would hear you. I pray that we would use our ears to hear and that we would feel your presence. And I pray that you would just be with us today during this time. Thank you. Amen. Do you guys remember last week when we were at our all together and we talked about how God knows us? That's what we're talking about this month in Kids Zone, all the different ways that he knows us. He knows you, he knows me, he knows your friends, he knows your mom and your dad and your brothers and your sisters. Isn't that crazy? He knows everyone. So if you guys remember from last Sunday, we talked about our memory verse. And our memory verse this month is, Lord, you have searched me and know me. Psalm 139:1. Let's say it all together. Lord, you have searched me and you know me. Psalm 139:1. Don't forget to keep practicing this memory verse because we're going to come back together at our next all together in February. And if you can remember this verse, you'll get to pick a prize out of our prize box. So this verse is telling us that God knows everything about you. He knows the color of your eyes, how many hairs you have on your head. He knows what you're thinking. He knows when you're happy and when you're sad. He knows everything about you. Isn't that cool? So since we know that he knows everything about us, did you know he also hears you when you talk, or even just when you're thinking about him, or when you're thinking about things that are hard or scary or make you sad? He knows what's going on in that head of yours, which is so cool that we always have someone there to listen. So today I'm going to read a story about a girl named Hannah. She prayed to God and he heard her and he answered her prayers. Hannah was a lady that really wanted a baby and she just hadn't had one yet, and this made her really sad, and God knew that. So today I'm going to read a little bit of 1 Samuel 1:10-20. Hannah was very sad. She cried and she cried. She prayed to the Lord. She made a promise to him. She said, Lord, you rule over all. Please see how I am sad. Show care for me. Don't forget about me. Please give me a son. If you do, I'll give him back to the Lord. Then he will serve the Lord all of the days of his life. As Hannah kept on praying to the Lord, Eli watched her lips. She was praying in her heart. Her lips were moving, but she wasn't making a sound. Early the next morning, Elkanah and his family got up. They worshiped the Lord, and the Lord blessed her. So after some time, Hannah became pregnant, and she had a baby boy. She said, I asked the Lord for him, and he heard me. So she named him Samuel. In this story, Hannah prayed. She didn't even pray out loud. And the Lord heard her, and he answered her prayer. The Lord wants to hear you. He wants to hear what's in your heart and in your mind. He wants you to share everything with him. So when you're happy, talk to God. When you're sad, when you're scared, talk to him. He'll listen very closely to all the things you have to say to him. So today, I want you and your friends to play a quick game. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to play a couple rounds of telephone. You know the game where one person says something silly or funny or exciting to the next person by whispering in their ear. And they pass it on to the next person. And then the last person that hears it, they say out loud what the first person said. So don't forget, we want to say nice, silly, kind things, not gross things or mean things. Also, don't forget, you can only say it once to the person sitting next to you. No repeating. So go ahead and sit in a circle with your friends, and I'm going to give you 3 minutes. So you play as many rounds as you can in that time. Ready? Go. Did you have fun playing telephone? It's kind of a silly game. But when you play that game, most of the time, the thing that the first person said is usually not the same thing as what the last person heard, right? That's because sometimes we aren't listening well enough, or we are distracted, or we hear words that sound kind of like other words, and we just have to guess. But did you know that when you talk to God, He knows all the words you're saying? He's listening really well. He isn't distracted. He knows the words that you're trying to get out. He hears everything you say. So maybe this week, you can practice talking to God because He hears you. I hope you have a good week, and you don't forget to find some time to talk to God this week. All you have to do is pray. Maybe when you're by yourself, you can find a moment to pray and talk to God, because He will hear you. Also, don't forget to practice your memory verse so you can win a prize the next time we're at our all together. I'll see you guys next week.